Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Well, my name is Rhiannon and this is my dad.
Hi guys, I'm Rhiannon's dad, and this channel is going to be about fun science projects that we can do at home in the kitchen. So this is our kitchen. We live in the Philippines, and my daughter Rhiannon is interested in science and technology, so tell them a little bit more about that.
I'm also in the STEM science club in my school. My dad is also in electronic business. And right now we're going to be doing science. The kind of science which we're doing is electronics.
So this is our starter kit. What we've got here is a bench power supply. So this is a variable DC power supply that's going to be providing power for our various experiments. You could use batteries, but you're going to go through a lot of batteries. And in some of the experiments, we may want different voltages. So this can supply different voltages. You can twist the knobs, change the voltage and the amount of current. If you're not familiar with what voltage and current is, stay tuned in the channel because you're going to be learning all about electronics over the next few weeks. And then what we've got here is a collection of various bits. Okay, now what are all these bits? Well, we've got wires. These have what are called crocodile clips on the end. So that's going to allow us to easily connect them up to things. We're going to be able to connect them to various pieces of electronic equipment without us having to solder things and screw things in place. So it's a quick and easy way of attaching things. We have here something called breadboards. So before we build a printed circuit board like this, or PCB, you need to design the circuits. And you design the circuits on a breadboard. So basically on this, all these little holes, we will be able to plug components into here, and we can build a prototype of our circuit. And it's easy to make changes because they just push in and out, and you can move the parts around. And once you've got your circuit working correctly as you want it, then you can proceed to designing and building an actual PCB like this. So this is very good for us to do rapid prototyping, and we've got two different sizes of this. In addition,
Joysticks.
yeah, we've got joysticks as well. Rhiannon's very excited about what we're going to be using those for. We'll get onto those in a moment. In addition, we've got jumper wires. So these you can see have got plugs on the end, and they will plug perfectly into our breadboard here. So this is a way that we can wire things up. You can plug a wire into here and go to different parts of the board. So we've got lots of different wires of different sizes. So in addition to the crocodile clip type wires, we also have those. So that's what we're going to be using to wire everything up. Now, what have we got here? We'll go on to the joysticks. So we've got a bunch of different components here. So we bought these here in the Philippines. I bought them online from a company in Manila, I think called MakerBot, and they have a Lazada store. But I'm sure whichever country you're located in, you're going to be able to find suppliers of similar types of stuff. So these are basically plug-in boards or different components that we can plug into our main board, which we'll get onto in a moment. In addition, we also brought this kit, which you can see on the front. It says 37 sensor kit. So inside of here, Rhiannon, we've got a bunch of different types of sensors, 37 different types of sensors. Now, what do we need sensors for? Well, we're going to be building experiments, and we need to be able to sense what it is that we're experimenting on. So you might have a pH sensor if you want to test the acidity of something. Or if we build a robot, we're going to need sensors so the robot can use those sensors to learn about the environment around it, right? So we've got sensors, and we've got LCD displays. We've got relays. Do you know what a relay is?
No.
Okay, so a relay is a type of switch. So built into this is a switch, and we can send this a signal, and it will close the switch, and it will turn things on. So you know when we say, Alexa, turn on or off the lights, that's basically how it works.
Oh.
See, our lights are coming
All
on and
of
off.
them.
All of them. Okay? So
Alexa, turn off the lights.
now the kitchen lights are probably going to go off. So the way that basically Alexa works is when you talk to Alexa, it talks back to a computer which controls the relay which turns the lights on and off. So that clicking sound you hear when the lights go on and off is the relay switching. Okay?
And fun fact, Alexa actually makes her own songs.
You can ask her to make songs, yes you can. So now what we've got here is the brains of our system, all right? So what we're going to be learning is not only electronics, but also computer programming, because the two go well together. Once you've built a board, let's say for example, you built this LCD display, you want it to say something, right? Mm-hmm. Well, how does it know what to say?
It searches, you program it.
You program it, right. So there's a computer that we have to program which is going to control what this says. So for example, if we had a circuit that uses one of our temperature sensors, and then I wanted this display to show me what the temperature is, and you could put that on the wall in your house and then you would know what the temperature is, right?
Yeah, so like example, like you want to turn on the aircon on like just the perfect size.
Perfect temperature.
Perfect temperature. So if like your aircon remote like doesn't show it, you can just look at this thingy, like program it to connect with the remote, and then it will show you.
Yeah, it'll tell you the temperature, and then you could turn the air conditioning on and off using the relay. All right? So all of this has to plug into a computer, and what we've got here is something called an Arduino. So the Arduino is an open source board that you can buy. Open source means that the designs for this are actually available for anyone to download, so you can actually build your own if you wanted to. But if you buy the kit, it comes with a lot of cool, interesting stuff. So once we open up the Arduino kit, also as well, by buying the official Arduino merchandise, you are supporting the open source community. So open source, as I said, means the designs are openly available. It also means all of the software is openly available. So any programs that you make can be shared with the community, and any programs other people have made you also have access to. So you can kind of learn together and it's fun. Okay? Inside of here then we have a starters kit book which details different projects that we can begin building with our Arduino, and it's going to start from the easiest getting more complicated, and it's going to teach you a lot about electronics as well. So for example here it's got about resistors. You like rainbow colors, right? Mm-hmm. And then what else we've got inside of here? Take a look. Stickers, Rhiannon's favorite thing.
Yay!
Okay, so inside of here in the starter kit we have a bunch more electronics components, buzzers and stuff. Okay, so there's also resistors and things inside of here. Again, if you don't know what resistors, capacitors and so on are, we're going to be learning about that as we go through the progress. We've also got here a USB cable kit, so this will be used for powering the computer, or we're going to actually power ours from our benchtop power supply. Here we have another breadboard, so in addition to the breadboards that I showed you earlier, the starter kit actually already comes with some breadboard and jumper wires, so if you don't buy the extras, you've got actually everything you need inside of this starter kit to get started with shorter jumper wires. And we've got another LCD display. We've got a motor. So if we wanted to build a robot, Rhiannon, you're going to need this to make him move, right?
Yeah, and you'll also need the joystick to connect to it to tell it where to move.
Where to move.
I don't think that comes with a joystick, but if you need one, you can just buy it where we got it.
And we've got some other stuff in here. Not very sure. I'm sure that we'll find out inside of the book. These are probably for making some of the projects that they have inside of there. And then we've got the actual Arduino board. Now, this starter kit comes with the Arduino Uno R3. Now the Arduinos can come in different versions, okay? So this is the Uno R3. It doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So I bought an additional Arduino R4, which comes with built-in Wi-Fi. So we've actually got two Arduinos, so you can make more complicated projects. But with the Arduino 4, you see it's a slightly different board, a little bit bigger. It comes with this nice plastic tray, so you can put it down on the table and work on it. It's not going to have the pins in contact with the surface.
It is also a different color.
It's a different color. The color doesn't make any difference to the PCB, but it is a different color. And it's also got a bunch of LED lights here. Now, a cool thing that I've seen is when you power this on for the first time, I think these come up with a little red heart, which I'm sure you'll find is really cute. And we've got a reset button, we've got a power supply, and these are run by a microcontroller called the ESP, I think it's the ESP32, and on this one it's the ESP32 Mini. That comes from a company called Espressif. So the ESP32 is the microcontroller. Now, do you know what a microcontroller is?
No.
All right, well that's one of the first things that we're going to need to understand before we start doing our electronics projects, okay? So we've got all of these components here, but they need to be controlled by something, okay? So the microcontroller is like the brains of the computer. It's you might have heard of a CPU, the central processing unit. So the microcontroller is like a baby CPU. It hasn't got the same amount of power as a CPU that's like on your PC or your laptop, okay?
Because it's a baby one.
Because it's a baby one. But it's able to do some interesting things. So what we have on the board is something called I/O pins. So you see all of these connectors here?
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like a ruler.
Those are different places where we can connect different sensors to, okay? They can plug into these I/O pins. I/O stands for input and output, all right? So what we're going to be able to do is program this microcontroller to turn on and off different outputs, which will turn on and off lights, or we can read values as an input. That's why it's called an input or an output. And in our computer program, we're going to tell it whether these pins are to be used as an input or an output. So if we're connecting a temperature sensor, do you think it'll be an input or an output?
A input.
Input, because we're going to have the microprocessor read the temperature. So if I want to then tell the temperature on the LCD display, that's going to be an
output.
Output. All right. So pretty simple and straightforward. In summary, what a microcontroller is it's a little baby computer that we can program the inputs and outputs on our board to turn on and off different things. And you'll see all of the IOs on here are all numbered. And I think in total on here we have, I think 14 or so, maybe 16 IO pins. And we've also got something on the other side which are called analog inputs. Now they're a little bit more complicated and we'll cover those in another time. And then we've also got our power here. So obviously the board needs to be powered, but the sensors also need power. So we need to be able to connect power from here going to the sensors. And that's what we're going to be using our breadboards for, and these wires. We're going to be plugging wires into here and into there, and they're either going to come from the I/O pins or from the power supply.
Yep.
All right? So that's a little introduction to what it is we've got here and what we're going to be doing. So in the next video, we're going to be putting together our first circuit from the projects book probably, and my guess is that the first thing they're going to have us do is probably just make an LED, which is a little light come on and off. But I'm not sure. But that's probably going to be one of the first projects because that's one of the most simple circuits that we can make.
So that is all for today, guys. So goodbye and make sure to like and subscribe.
Yep, don't forget to like and subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.